Hey guys, in this student spotlight, I'm going to help CJ with his fast palm muting technique. So before I do that, please subscribe to the channel and please click the bell so you can get the notifications when I release a new video. And please submit your own student spotlight video at the website guitarlessons365.com, and I'll get to as many as I can. All right, so let's check out CJ's video real quick.
Hi Carl, my name's CJ. I'm a guitarist from Canada, and I've been working on one of your exercises that you posted on a YouTube video entitled Metal Rhythm Guitar Speed Bursts, and I've been incorporating this kind of practice in my daily practice routine for about the past month and a half, and I've had some very limited improvement with the exercise. So I'm wondering if you can give me some pointers on maybe something that I'm doing wrong, or what I'm having trouble with here. One thing I'm noticing is that as soon as I start increasing the BPM that I'm doing the exercise on, I start to have synchronization issues between the left fretting hand and the picking hand. So maybe you can help me address that. All right, here's the exercise at 82 BPM.
Okay, CJ, so let's talk a little bit about this. First of all, your left hand looks fantastic, so not a lot to say about that going on down here. We're going to focus mostly on the right hand here because I think that's where most of the issues come. And for this style of playing is where most people have an issue. One is I can see that you're a little bit off balance and you have a little bit of tension in your hand. So what that is causing is it looks like everything is kind of anchored on to this side, like on your pinky, and you're playing like that. And you can see the tension just in your middle finger, how it sticks out. You can see there's tension. The fingers should look as relaxed as possible. Now, how do you get more relaxed? First is you need to palm mute a little bit more. And the reason why you're not palm muting is because your hand is rocked over that way. So if you bring your hand back, you'll notice that like your thumb muscle here will touch that sixth string. Now, when a string is muted, it is easier to control. And it allows you to have a lighter touch. So not only does it give that big thump sound, and make the notes cut, but it actually makes the string a lot easier to play, especially when you're doing rapid downstrokes on it. Now, when you move that picking over here and you're palm muting, you try to do the balance. Another thing that you're going to try to think about is when you have a very light touch from the palm muting, you can almost, when you hit the string, it's almost like it's a trampoline and you're bouncing off of it. So I will say that effect, that when they're getting, it really feels like you're kind of bouncing off the strings. You're not picking through, you're kind of like, you're kind of just bouncing. It comes from a very light touch, and it's also a lot easier to do when you're standing up. So it's something that a lot of players think sitting down is easy to play. This stuff isn't, because when you sit down, especially you have a Strat, so a lot of this right here, it's cut out for you, but you might notice while you're playing, your shoulder and your upper arm will get a little bit tight, and that affects everything that goes on down here. But if you stood up, it allows you to relax the shoulder and bring your hand, so your arm's not like this. It kind of relax the arm and bring it straighter. And you'll notice that it's easier to get a lighter touch and more movement out of the wrist. I find that most players, when they play these metal styles, it's actually easier to do if you're standing up. It just frees up this side of the body and lets this kind of collapse and relax. So I think a lot of the tension might be coming from there as well. So maybe experiment with standing up a little bit, letting your hand relax and come down to the strings. But everything else, it seems like you're doing it the right way. You're playing the speed burst the right way. You're doing it kind of. But it's something that you need to find the point to where when you hit the strings, when you're playing, you don't actually, it doesn't feel like you're actually putting any energy into the string. And that can happen. It really does happen. I mean, back in my metal days, like, 20 years ago, dating myself here, I had a lot faster hand. It is something that you get conditioned for as well. You get used to it, and you find a little. When you get into the groove of it, it gets in pretty easy. But what you're doing is the proper way to find that. What you want to do though is you need to focus on bringing that picking technique more balanced. Don't be so heavy down on this side, and figure out a way to relax this side of your body by practicing standing up at first. And also making sure that you're muting that string enough to where you're controlling it. Because once again, palm muting has a lot to do with not only sound, but it has to do with control too. You can control that string, the vibration of that string. If you're hitting a completely open string, it's just flapping back and forth, and it's harder to control. And it's a lot harder to be accurate with it. And it kind of subconsciously forces you to hit the string harder or have some tension in your hand. So hopefully these little tips will help you. I hope I didn't miss anything here. No, I think I got it all. So I want you to just focus on those aspects of it. And it's one of those things where you're doing things the right way. You got to feel it first. And what I want you to search for is recognize any tension at all in your right hand and figure out a way to get rid of it. It could be wrist angle, how you're playing, if it's bowed out or if it's down too much, or you have too much pressure on the guitar or whatever, or you're at the wrong angle, you're leaning on one side of your hand. Focus on everything, and when you do that, you'll start fixing your mistakes a lot quicker. All right, I hope this helps. I'll see you again soon.